Welcome to your Inspirational Astrology Horoscope for Monday, June 17th, 2013. I am astrologer David Palmer, here to illuminate the collective consciousness. Well, this is the big week. We got the Sun and Jupiter conjuncting. We got Mercury and Venus conjuncting. We have a lot going on. We've got this big Saturn and Neptune trine, which is happening. We got Chiron getting ready to go retrograde here. We got the Mars squaring Chiron. So what does all this mean? Well, first off, this is an extended horoscope because I am going to build everybody into this week. Take yourself back to May of 2012, the first week, into around May 9th, which is interesting because May 9th was kind of an interesting time this year as we had a solar eclipse. But it was last year when we had the Sun and Jupiter coming into a conjunction. This is a very powerful time of closure right now as the Sun and Jupiter are now conjuncting here on this week of June. This is the closing of an old chapter from May, especially we've had Venus eclipse, we've had, all this Gemini energy happening. And this was also the ending of Taurus. This is also where the South Node has passed everything. This is also Mars this week getting over the Venus eclipse spot. So there is no more energy in this space. This is really the close in a lot of people's lives and the close of what they've been going through over this last year. This is the storybook that is changing in your life. This is new fate, new karma getting ready to start up here. Old fate, old karma ending. For a lot of people, this can be, well, I think for everybody it's exciting because this is a new attitude towards it all. This is also leaving a Sun-Jupiter conjunction in Taurus, which makes things a little bit slower in the adventure, where now the Sun and Jupiter coming together in Gemini make things a little bit more exciting. So this is kind of like this really big and powerful energy now coming into our lives. This is really powerful because this gives you the ability to really focus on the new journey. And it is this week, we have the Moon in Libra today, which is going to come in, part of this Pluto-Uranus square, right? And all this stuff in Cancer. So there is this like cardinal cross building. Monday is a powerful day to rebalance your life, to pay attention to your attitude. Are you happy in your mind? Are you happy in your environment? This is going to take the new attitude adjustment. I think everybody's starting to get tested with this attitude. Doesn't matter what challenge you have. You gotta find peace. You've got to find a new attitude. It's very important to find all this right now. And this is the karmic week. We are ending so much. So change your attitude to come into the new. Don't focus on all of the past. This is leaving the past. This is creating new relationships. This is creating the new life that you've always wanted. So it's so important to really pay attention to this right now. It's so important for you to have courage to keep moving forward. Sitting in craziness when the waves are crashing in your life, but finding that inner peace while it all happens. This is so important. So important this week. We really launch into a whole new direction. And this new direction is going to be one that is really going to bring some security in your mind, because it allows you to leave where we've been for so long. I mean, it has been a long time since we've been able to finally kind of switch gears here. And this is this new switching of gears, which is going to really be powerful. It is this new switching of gears that is intended to bring you in your most truest fate as well. There was a lot of fate and karma that you went through for the last year and a month. And this is you finally ready to close that. And that's a big deal. That's an exciting deal. And it's time for us to have the right attitude in our lives. It's time for us to have the right relationships, our right emotions out. It's time for us to release. This is a week of release, a release in the mind. The mind is a lot like a car where it keeps turning and turning and turning, and then there's the exhaust. And this is us releasing the exhaust out. It's important for you to do this. It's important to let the healing happen and to sit in whatever God has put your position in your life, to sit in it and see why you're here. I think that's important. And not try and make a move to rush out of it or escape it in the mind, but to process and be aware of why you're here in this moment in your life. why you're with these people, why you're in these challenges, why you're in these circumstances. And to make sure that we allow the healing to happen in our life. I think it's important for the healing to happen. I think it's important for our souls to experience whatever it is the universe wants us to do right now. And this is a week that, and I'm going to go, of course, in every day, so let's focus on today because Mercury and Venus are coming closer. This is like the power time, the power of new relationships, the power of connecting to them, the power of releasing your emotions out. This is also a time where we emotionally need to find peace in whatever challenges are brought our way, and peace of mind. This is also a time for us now to have the courage to really keep changing the self and to keep trying new ways to find out who we truly are and to find our true passions, and to know that the universe is building this period in our lives to build a life that is truly what we want. Our dreams coming true, our reality to be exactly what our spiritual side of ourselves want it to be. And that's very powerful, and that's very important as well. So there's a lot to process. I think that's the number one thing, is it's processing, because the processing is what can overstimulate your life. It can be almost like too much, you know? It could be like so much that you're just going crazy about it. And when you go crazy about it, the next thing you know, you're just like sitting in the corner of the room tripping yourself out. And you don't want to trip yourself out. You don't want to be tripping yourself so much that you can't experience the reality. And if you can't experience reality, you can't experience your soul, because your mind blocks it. And when your mind blocks things, you're screwed. So allow the healing to happen this week. Allow yourself to accept the fate and where you're at, because there's a lesson to it all. And the lesson is unveiled this week. The lesson is also unveiled to take you onto the journey of where you really are supposed to go. And it's time to let go of whatever things that you've been holding on to. This is a South Node in Taurus. You got to let it go. You got to let go of those possessions. You got to let go of that physical energy. You got to let go of that hoarding energy of the soul. This is time to cut, to get real, and to connect with what is real. To connect with what your truth is. Right now. This is the week. It's going to be this whole week too, folks. This is a week where everything changes. Everything changes. So sit on that. And today, sit on that. Become aware of your life. Become aware of the last year. Become aware of the events of the last year. What was this all about? What was this all about? It was all about building a life that's the real value, and it's coming from cuts. It's coming from deep spiritual stuff that doesn't even make sense, that's confusing. And these are these times. December 21st was not an accident. It's only getting stronger. And I think that you have to be aware of that right now. And to be aware that the life that you thought it was supposed to be is not really what it is. It's the life that you feel from inside, that you intuitively know it's supposed to be, is where you're supposed to be going. And that's what the universe is aligning for. So the more you accept that, the more you allow things to happen right now and not try to force it out or create it out or manifest it out or overindulge yourself in the wrong areas. It's time to be clear. It's time to be divine. It's time for you to get your truth. And today, rebalance your life. Allow your emotions to steer the ship to rebalance, but don't get caught up in the crossfire of your emotions, your courage, and more importantly, any of your fears of the past and an old life that you're not living. Check out my website, inclusiveastrology.com. My big webinar is next week about Jupiter coming into Cancer. It's on June 28th. Sign up now at the website, and if you want a one-on-one reading with me, go to inclusiveastrology.com. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow.